Today we're gonna check out how to set up traps for your spinning counterattacks. Let's go. We are back. It's been a while since we filmed last time, but we've been really busy with the W1 competition team who attended 3 tournaments and 1 camp in the last 2 months. But we're back and I'm excited to do these videos again because I actually missed doing it and interacting with our online community. Today we're going to check out how to set up traps for your spinning counterattacks. Let's go. Spinning kicks in Olympic sparring are very important because they score the most points. Especially if you go head level, you're going to score 5 points. But now, before we start, it's very important to understand what your opponent is doing. Because if you want to bait them, you want to know what are you baiting, right? So for example, you're going to have to look for which leg are they attacking with most dominantly. So most of the time while you spar with them, what leg are they using the most? Is it the front leg or the back leg? That's very important for spinning counterattacks because otherwise you're just going to bump legs and no one is going to score, all right? And especially if you bump legs, you could also go down and you might actually just lose points while you try to do this, all right? So we're going to start with the first trap. The first trap that you're going to use, it's the step, a guarding stance step. And this one works from an open stance only when the opponent is dominantly attacking with the front leg, which actually is the most common thing you are going to see these days in Olympic sparring. So from guarding stance, they're going to try to always start their action with their front leg, and you can always use this, and it's also used in the biggest tournaments. I've seen it in all the biggest tournaments as well. So for example, from a guarding stance, my bait is going to be a step. The step is going to make your opponent attack you with their front leg, and while they do that, you are going to want to turn into your spinning hook kick. I'm going to use a spinning hook kick today, so I'm going straight for the head level, all right? So this one would work like this. I'm in guarding stance, and I'm going to make sure while I step, I use this arm, the arm that's on the same side with my front leg, for pretty much swiping their kick away or blocking the kick at least in the same time, okay? So if I'm here in guarding stance, I'm stepping, I have that arm active, and as soon as they attack me with that front leg, I'm just throwing my spinning hook kick, all right? So one more time, if I'm here, I'm gonna go 1 and 2. So for there, you have to make sure you are hiding your head. Actually, on my last try, I didn't lean a lot. So for example, I would need to lean a little more here because if they go head level, you want to just avoid that kick, all right? They could be very good on the front leg and they can throw straight head level. You want to hide your head. I'm gonna do it one more time. From here, I step and I go down and then I throw my spinning hook kick to the head level. In the same way, this one could work on a closed stance. But on a closed stance, that means you can do this step only if they are kicking you out with the back leg, all right? They attack you, or even maybe they counterattack you with the back leg. Let's say you have any forward action, and they always slide back, or they always attack with the back leg. So you can use this step as a bait, especially because when I step here, I'm giving you the open side. Everyone wants to attack the open side of the chest guard, right? So if I step here, she's gonna wanna pop me right on the open side most of the times, okay? So whenever I do this, it's gonna work in the same way. The swiping part is not as important right now. It's just important to have your arm down so you block their kick right there. So if I'm here, I'm going 1 and I'm turning 2, okay? Even if they will score here, they could get you and they could score because normally a roundhouse, let's say from there, would be pretty fast. But they get 2 points, and if you touch the helmet, you get 5. So you still have a big advantage. The second trap you can set is going to be a slide. And this one works the opposite way of the step. And what I mean by that is if we have an open stance, it's going to work with the opponent kicking with the back leg, okay? So not the front leg anymore in open stance. So for example, we're going to switch feet so you can see the counter attack a little better. We are in an open stance, our bodies are facing the same way, and they're attacking. This one would work only if they attack you with the back leg. So I'm here, and I slide in, they attack, and you are going to want to counterattack while they do that, all right? One more time. What you want to do is to have this arm down so you can possibly block their kick over here. So I'm going to slide in, 1 and 2, I throw it right away, okay? And now, the reverse of this on the closed stance would be the same. So that means they kick with the front leg this time, not like the last time with the step. So if we're in a closed stance, and this one is actually the one that's used the most in tournaments, at the biggest tournaments in the world right now, you see them doing this. So you are going to be in Ghani stance, you're just going to slide forward, attack you with the front leg, and then you just go with the spinning hook kick. A lot of times they try to do body level on this one because it's pretty easy. You pretty much slide in and just pop it on the body, okay? Kind of scoop it up and you just touch their body right there. But of course it works both levels, and if you go head level, you actually have 5 points. The last rep that we have, it's a step back while the opponent is attacking you. And this one works with offensive opponents. You don't really need to bait them as much because they always attack you. And it's more like an adjustment during the action. And why I call it a trap is because they are not going to know you're going to do this whole movement. Normally they would expect you maybe to just get kicked or maybe counter with another kick right away, okay? But what you're going to do, and this one, the good part about this one, works on both stances and when they attack you with both legs. So it's kind of universal, but what you're going to have to do is to adjust your distance based on your opponent. The distance is going to be a little different all the time, depending on what leg they're attacking with. So for example, for an open stance, even if let's say she's attacking me with the front leg, what you can do is stepping back, and you are just going to get there with your spinning. If they attack you with the back leg, it's the same idea, it still works. So she attacks me, and I just go. So I was still in a good range right there. If it's closed stance, this one gets a little tricky here on the front leg. On the front leg, when they attack you here and you want to step back and counterattack, you're going to have to go a little deeper, a little longer, okay? So if I'm here, she attacks me, and I need to get a little longer. Not so high, but a little forward and long, okay? And the same with the back leg. This one works best with the back leg. So she attacks me with the back leg, and it's actually perfect open side there. If you step back and you start spinning. And here we are. In case you have any questions, please let us know in the comments and I will gladly answer all of them. This is a little higher level technique that you have to do in order to bait your opponent. So again, any questions, let us know in the comments. Otherwise, we're gonna see you in the next episode. W1 out.